Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive.
Absolutely. Always ready to go deep.
Awesome. So today we're all about Frédéric Chopin. Figured we'd, you know, delve into his world a bit. I'm guessing you're already pretty familiar with his music.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But there's always more to uncover, right? Especially with someone like Chopin.
Right, exactly. And we're going to be using the Kennedy Center bio as our main source here. It's got a ton of great information.
Sounds good to me.
So first things first. Did you know that his name was actually Frédéric Francisek Chopin?
Wow. No, I did not. That's quite a mouthful.
I know, right? It does have a certain musicality to it, though, doesn't it? Like a prelude to a masterpiece or something.
Yeah, I can see that.
So he was born in 1810 in this little village called Selezowola in Poland. His dad was French, and his mom was Polish, which is kind of interesting, right? Like, what kind of impact did that have on his music, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it must have given him a unique perspective, like two different cultures blending together.
Totally. And get this, his dad was a tutor, so Chopin was exposed to, like, this world of learning and knowledge from a very young age.
Ah, so that explains the whole child prodigy thing.
Oh, yeah, the child prodigy thing.
Uh-huh.
So he starts playing piano at 4 years old.
Ah.
F-U-R.
That's insane. Like, most kids are still figuring out how to tie their shoes at that age.
I know, right? But, okay, some people say that those really early compositions, they lack maturity. What do you think?
Well, I mean, every artist has to start somewhere, right? You can't expect a 4-year-old to be writing masterpieces, but you can hear the potential. Like, the raw talent is definitely there.
Yeah, for sure. And then by 8, he's already performing concerts in Warsaw. And then at 15, he publishes his first composition. I mean, that's insane.
It's incredible. Clearly, this wasn't just a hobby for him. It was like a burning passion.
Absolutely. And he goes on to study the Warsaw Lyceum and then the Warsaw Conservatory, which, like, that's serious musical education, right?
Oh, yeah, top-notch stuff. He was learning from the best.
Okay, so then he moves to Paris. And this is like 1830s Paris, the Romantic era in full swing. What was that like for a musician?
Oh man, Paris was the place to be. It was like this hub of creativity, artists, writers, musicians, everyone was flocking there.
Sounds like a dream.
It was. But here's the thing. Chopin, even though he was like this virtuoso pianist, he wasn't into those huge concert halls.
Well, why not?
He preferred the salons, you know, those intimate gatherings in people's homes.
Interesting. I wonder if it was like a personality thing. Was he shy or something?
Maybe. Or maybe he just felt like he could connect with the audience better in a smaller setting, you know, convey those delicate emotions, the nuances of his music. It was in one of these salons where he met George Sand.
Ah, George Sand, the famous novelist. Wasn't that like a scandalous relationship back then?
Oh, yeah, totally. She was older than him, divorced, and had a pretty rebellious reputation.
Juicy. But they were together for almost a decade, right?
Mm.
And wasn't that when he composed some of his most famous pieces?
Exactly. You can practically hear their relationship in the music, you know? The passion, the drama, the heartbreak.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. So, sadly, his health starts to decline during this period. Tuberculosis, right?
Yeah, it was a tough time. His illness eventually led to the end of his relationship with George Sand. It's sad, you know? He had so much talent and it was cut short.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what he could have created if he had lived longer. But even with his illness, there's this story about him being terrified of being buried alive.
Oh, yeah. He even asked to be cut open after he died, just to make sure he wasn't, you know, mistakenly buried alive.
Whoa, that's intense.
Right. Talk about a phobia.
So, for his funeral, he wanted Mozart's Requiem played at the Church of the Madeleine.
Nah.
That's pretty grand, isn't it? Kind of ironic considering he preferred those small salon concerts.
Yeah, it's like he wanted to go out with a bang. And they actually delayed the funeral for almost 2 weeks just to make sure they could get the music right.
Wow. Talk about a dedicated send-off. He's buried in Père Lachaise Cemetery in Paris, but his heart is actually entombed in Warsaw, in the Church of the Holy Cross.
His heart in his homeland. That's pretty poetic, don't you think?
Totally. So what do you think is the most interesting thing about Chopin?
I'd say it's the contrast. This quiet, introspective artist who created such powerful, passionate music, and he achieved all of this while battling a serious illness. It really makes you think, you know, What if he had lived longer? What kind of music would he have created?
Yeah, it's mind-blowing. So for all of you listening, if you want to experience Chopin's genius firsthand, I recommend starting with the nocturnes. They're so beautiful and evocative, you'll feel like you're right there in one of those Parisian salons. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the life and legacy of Frédéric Chopin. We'll catch you next time.